There are certain things men experience that leave a deep imprint on their minds and hearts. Moments so powerful, painful, or unforgettable that they carry them long into the future. A man may forget small conversations, minor arguments, or temporary disagreements, but there are actions from women that stay with him for years. These moments shape how he trusts, how he loves, how he opens up, and how he moves forward. Some of these things strengthen him, others wound him, but all of them remain carved into his memory. And understanding them isn't just about relationships. It's about understanding human behavior, emotional depth, and the unspoken truths men rarely vocalize. This video will take you deep into the psychology of men, the emotional patterns they rarely express, and the experiences they never forget. If you're watching this, it's because you want clarity, understanding, healing, or strength. And you will find it here. So stay with me all the way to the end, because each point reveals a truth that many men know but seldom speak about. Before we begin, make sure you subscribe to the channel to receive more videos like this. Videos that help you understand relationships, psychology, confidence, and personal growth on a deeper level. Now let's begin. 1. When a woman respects him or disrespects him. Respect is one of the deepest emotional needs a man has, even more than love at times. A man may forget arguments, disagreements, or mistakes, but he never forgets how a woman made him feel in terms of respect. When a woman speaks to him with dignity, values his opinions, acknowledges his effort, and treats him like a capable man, it stays with him forever. It builds his confidence, strengthens his loyalty, and makes him feel safe with her. But the same is true for disrespect. When a woman belittles him, mocks him, compares him to other men, or speaks to him in a way that cuts into his identity, he does not forget it. He may forgive it, he may move past it, he may stay silent, but the memory stays. Respect shapes a man's emotional world, and the woman who understands this leaves a lasting impression on his heart. If you're still with me, go ahead and subscribe so you never miss videos that dive deep into the psychology of men and relationships. 2. When a woman stands by him during his hard times. A man will never forget the woman who stays with him when life hits him the hardest. When he is broke, stressed, confused, doubting himself, or fighting battles no one else sees, the woman who chooses to support him in that vulnerable state becomes unforgettable. Men remember loyalty in struggle more deeply than love in comfort. Support during success feels good, but support during hardship feels sacred. It reaches a part of him that is rarely touched, the part that fears failure, judgment, or abandonment. When a woman chooses to believe in a man during his darkest moments, she becomes part of his emotional foundation. He remembers the meals she made when he was too tired to think. He remembers the encouragement she gave when he felt like giving up. He remembers the silence she held when his mind was overwhelmed. He remembers the reassurance she offered when his confidence was shaken. These acts stay with him forever. But he also never forgets the opposite. A woman who leaves when life becomes difficult. When she disappears during struggle, mocks his setbacks, or withdraws her support, the memory cuts deep. It becomes a lesson, it becomes a turning point, and it becomes something he carries with him long after she's gone. Before we continue, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you never miss powerful, eye-opening videos like this that help you understand relationships and the human mind on a deeper level. 3. When a woman encourages his purpose instead of distracting him from it. A man's purpose is one of the strongest forces in his life. It shapes his identity, his future, and his sense of fulfillment. Men never forget the women who understand this. and they never forget the women who interfere with it. When a woman encourages his mission, supports his dreams, and reminds him of his strengths, she becomes a part of his evolution. Men remember the woman who tells them, "Keep going," when they doubt themselves. They remember the woman who pushes them to stay focused instead of pulling them into distractions. They remember the woman who respects their ambition instead of competing with it. This encouragement is powerful. It fuels his determination. It strengthens his discipline. It builds a bond rooted in growth, not dependency. A man never forgets the woman who helps him climb higher, improve himself, and become better than he was before he met her. She becomes a symbol of progress in his life. But he also never forgets the opposite, the woman who tries to pull him away from his goals. When she becomes jealous of his dreams, insecure about his progress, or threatened by his ambition, it leaves a scar. A man cannot forget when someone he cared about tried to slow him down or keep him small. A woman who supports his purpose earns a place in his memory. A woman who distracts him from it becomes a warning for his future. Before moving on, take a moment to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more videos that reveal deep truths about relationships, psychology, and personal growth. 4. When a woman loves him genuinely, not conditionally. Love is simple when everything is easy, but a man never forgets the woman who loves him without hidden conditions. He remembers the woman who loved him for who he was, not for what he could give, not for his status, not for convenience, and not for what she hoped to gain. Genuine love stands out because it's rare, it's pure, it's sincere, and men feel it deeply. A man may act strong, composed, or emotionally guarded on the surface, but genuine love reaches the parts of him he doesn't show anyone. He remembers the woman who looked at him with softness, the woman who appreciated his effort even when it wasn't perfect, the woman who stayed consistent, loyal, and emotionally stable, the woman who didn't play games or manipulate his emotions, the woman who loved him without needing to change him into someone else. That kind of love becomes a memory that stays with him for years. But men also never forget conditional love, the kind that disappears when money changes, when challenges appear, or when someone else provides more attention. A man remembers when love felt like a contract instead of a connection. He remembers when affection came with demands. He remembers when loyalty was temporary. Genuine love becomes a blessing in his memory. Conditional love becomes a lesson he carries forward. Before we continue, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you never miss videos like this. Videos that reveal the truths men often keep silent and help you understand relationships from a deeper perspective. 5. When a woman hurts him in a way he never expected. Men do not easily forget emotional wounds, especially when they come from a woman they trusted. A man may endure stress, failure, pressure, and hardship, but betrayal or unexpected hurt from someone he cared about cuts differently. He remembers the promises that were broken. He remembers the moments when vulnerability was used against him. He remembers the disrespect he never saw coming. And he remembers the pain of giving his heart to someone who didn't value it. What makes this unforgettable is not just the hurt itself, it's the shock. Men rarely open up fully, so when they do, it's meaningful. When that trust is broken, it creates a wound that stays long after the relationship ends. It becomes a turning point in how he views love, loyalty, and intimacy. It changes the way he gives his heart next time. It makes him more cautious, more guarded, more selective. Even in pain, there is memory. He remembers the lessons. He remembers the light he ignored. He remembers the signs he avoided. The woman who hurt him becomes part of his emotional history. Not because he still wants her, but because she shaped how he protects himself moving forward. Some women leave memories, others leave scars. Before moving on, remember to subscribe to the channel so you never miss powerful content like this that helps you understand the deepest truths about men, relationships, and human behavior. 6. The woman who motivated him to become better. Every man remembers the woman who inspired growth in him, not through pressure, not through manipulation, but through her presence, her standards, and her belief in him. She didn't beg him to improve. She didn't nag him to change. She simply lived at a level that made him want to rise. Her discipline challenged his laziness. Confidence pushed him to confront his fears. Her vision made him question his limits. This kind of woman leaves a permanent mark on his soul because she represents possibility. Awakened a version of him he didn't know existed. She made him see himself through a lens of potential instead of failure. She didn't just love him, she elevated him. Even if the relationship ends, the progress she triggered remains. He carries the lessons, the habits, the drive, and the ambition she helped unlock. Man never forgets a woman who made him believe in himself again. She becomes the silent force behind his success. Years later, as he achieves milestones, builds stability, and steps into greatness, he remembers the woman who helped him start the journey. It is unforgettable because she changed him, not by trying, but by being. Before we continue, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more deep, eye-opening videos that help you understand relationships and the psychology behind human behavior. 7. The woman who stood by him during his lowest moment. A man may forget compliments, dates, and conversations, but he will never forget the woman who stayed when he had nothing to offer except his honesty, his struggle, and his broken pieces. Life shook him, when he doubted himself, when the world turned its back. She didn't run. She didn't judge. She didn't treat him like a burden. She remained solid, patient, and loyal. This kind of loyalty hits a man deeper than words can express. Because men rarely open up, they rarely show weakness. So when he does, and she handles his vulnerability with kindness instead of criticism, it creates a bond he can never erase. He remembers her comfort, her encouragement, her silence that spoke louder than advice, and her presence that felt like home. Even if life separates them later, he carries that memory forever. Because in his darkest chapter, she was the light. And men never forget the light. This is the woman he honors privately. The woman he thinks about when he succeeds. The woman he prays well for, even if they're no longer together. She becomes a permanent part of his emotional history, because she saw him at his lowest, and didn't flinch. Thank you for watching. If you found this powerful, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more videos that help you grow, understand people better, and improve every part of your life. Conclusion: at the end of the day, men are not as forgetful as people assume. They remember deeply, quietly, and permanently. They remember the affection that made them feel valued, the disrespect that cut deeper than they admitted, the loyalty that carried them through storms, and the betrayal that changed the way they loved. They remember the woman who believed in them before they believed in themselves, the woman who inspired them to rise higher, and the woman who stood by them when the world felt heavy. And shape a man more than he will ever say out loud. They influence how he trusts, how he loves, how he communicates, and what he expects from relationships going forward. Every action leaves a mark, good or bad, and those marks become stories he never forgets. So if anything in this video opened your eyes, helped you understand men better, or gave you clarity about your own experiences, then stay with us. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next powerful video. More lessons, more insights, more truth is coming your way. Thank you for watching, and remember, your actions don't just touch a moment. They shape a memory.